Equation 1 times 6, okay? Alright, then we are going to have this. Okay? Then after that, that simplifies to give us 3x minus 2y equals to 24. Right? Then what is the next thing to do, Kai Chen? Equation 2 times? Sorry? 30, okay? Equation 2 times 30. Reason because 5 and 6, the lowest common multiple is 30. So then after expanding it, we would be getting what? Red. What do we get? Did you do your work? Please. Anybody else? Okay. What? Okay, then you answer this question. You say you don't know how to for B, you know how for A, right? Yeah, that's what I've done.
1 over 5.
Sorry?
1 over 5x.
What are 1 and 1 over 5x?
1.2x.
1.2x. Do I write these kind of things? Why would I get a decimal still? Why would I be getting a fraction still? 30 times 2 over 5, what do I get? 12, right? Okay, followed by keyword, new. Minus 5y equals to 15. Okay, so we got our equation 3 and equation 4 over here. Do we still need to do anything more? Okay, yes, right? So what more do we need to do? Angel? What do we still need to do to 3 and 4? Equation 3 times 4. And we're getting this. Then after, what about equation 4? What do we need to do with her? What do I need to do to equation 4? Now that I have this equation 5. Do I need to do anything to equation 4? Sorry? Equation 4 minus 5 is? Negative 27. Okay. Then after that we need to find out what is x. So let y goes to negative 27 into which equation? Into equation 3. Alright, anything up to you. Fundamentally, we will be getting x to be 10. Sorry, negative 10. Okay. Does anyone get a different answer? All can do? Okay, good. Equation 1 and equation 2. What should I be doing to equation 1? Junjie?
Equation 1 times 10.
Equation 1 times 10, good. And we will get 3x plus 4y plus 1. You put times 50, then your numbers are going to be very large. You will find it. Although you can times 50, there's nothing wrong. Okay, you find that you're going to get very large numbers. Okay, your final answer should still be the same if you didn't make any mistakes in between. You understand? Okay. Any questions? Alright, you can times 50. You will still get rid of the denominator anyway. Okay. So now that we got this already, will this be able to match up with equation 2? Yes. This is 11x minus 12y. It's 3x plus 4y. You may still need to do something further. Deborah? 4y times equation 3 times 3, yes. Okay, now we have 9x plus 12y equals to 300. Okay, so what do we need to do between equation 2 and equation 4 now? Plus. Okay, very good. We need to do a plus because this is negative 12y and this is positive 12y. Okay, so when they are slightly different due to the operation, minus and plus sign, we add them up together. So equation 2 plus equation 4. Okay, let me write it. Of the 12y already, we are having 11x with 9x. That gives us 20x. Okay, then x will be equals to 20. So Kaishan, do you get x equals 20? Yeah. Yes, that's good. Okay. Then after that, following from there, how do we find y? Where do I let x go? Yes, 3. You put in the equation 3, okay, sure. So let x equals to 20 in 3. So y will be equals to 10. Okay? So if we didn't manage to do part B, hope that you're able to figure out where you get stuck in. Of the elimination method already. Okay, because after the elimination method, we're going to introduce you another method. Okay. So let's look at this example. Okay, we have this equation and this equation over here, right? Our aim was to always get rid of fractions. How do you think we can get rid of fraction in equation 1? What will you do? Yes, how? Cross multiply, very good. Okay, we can do a cross multiplication, so we will get, okay, from equation 1. We will be able to achieve this, right? Then after that, expanding it will allow us to arrive at this. Okay? Is this form over here useful for us to do elimination with equation 2? Okay? How many of you agree that this form is helpful for us to do elimination with equation 2 already? Who says no, it is not useful? This one is not yet useful to us. Okay? So Zhang, why is it not useful? Sorry? You need to eliminate, okay? But in order to eliminate, you need all the x and y's to be on one side first. Just like how we see the previous question. Usually the x and y's are on one side. Currently we have x and y all over the place in this equation here. Okay, so what we need to do is to bring whatever that's on the right over to the left. Okay, then after that we simplify, we will get 2x plus 8y equals to 0. Okay. Now with 2x plus 8y equals to 0, okay, at this stage, is it helpful to do any form of elimination yet? No, right? So what do you suggest we continue to do to 2x plus 8y equals to 0? What will you suggest us to do, Nicole? What do you suggest? 2x plus 8y equals to 0. We have this 3x plus 11y minus equals to 4. You will take this, you will times. What do you want to eliminate? Huh? You want to eliminate x, okay? This is a 3x, this is a 2x. So how do you eliminate that? This one times 3. Can you make a decision? Just decide. I don't want an identical. What will you do? You want to eliminate x. You suggest this one times 3. Is it? Yes or no? Yes, but because there's a sound beside you telling you to say yes. That's very scary. Okay. So if you want to times 3, okay, 0 times 3 becomes 0, 0. Alright, we're going to get 6x plus 24y equals to 0. But we still need to do something to equation 2, which is to times 2, so that we can get a 6x out of it. Right? So we have this 3 and this is 4. Okay? So at this stage here, what would the next step be? Geraldine, what do you recommend? We have equation 3 and 4. Huh?
Is it equation 3 minus?
Okay, very good. Okay, so we will take equation 3 minus equation 4 because we want to remove away the x and both are actually exactly positive 6x. Okay, so that's why 3 minus 4. And we have 0 minus 8. Did I do anything wrong anyway? Oh, okay, minus, sorry. Thank you. Oh my. Right? Why is this different from my original answer? Wait, did I do anything wrong? Oh, okay. Correct. I made a mistake in my own work. Okay, so y will be equals to negative 4. Okay, then after that, if y equals to negative 4 already, what are we going to get? How are we going to find x? We'll put it into, where do we put it into? Equation 3, correct. Equation 4 also okay. Alright, so let y equals to negative 4 in 3. Minus away 8, 9, 6. And we find that x is equal to 16. Okay, any questions? Right, now let's get example 9. Where 4 times x minus y equals to 6x minus 1 and 2 times x plus y, sorry, 1 equals to 2y plus 1. Okay, so what do you suggest that we do, Chelsea? What would you do? Yep. 4x minus 4y. Okay, so you will expand it, alright? So from equation 1, we will get this. Anything else? Okay, so Chelsea says 4x minus 4y minus 6x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, and then you will get negative 2x minus 4y plus 1 equals to 0. Will this be okay with everyone? Yes? Okay, you can have it in this kind of manner, that's fine, whereby it ends up over here is 0. Otherwise, if you're more comfortable with leaving the number on the right, that is also fine as well. So we can still also leave it like that. This is fine as well. Okay? So So maybe let's just keep it like that since we have been doing it in that manner. So algebra on the left, numbers on the right. Following from there, okay, so this will be my equation 3. Okay, then after that, from equation 2 itself, what will we be getting? Actually, what will you be getting? What will you do to equation 2? Times 2, so what do I write? Bracket 2x. You want to times 2 the whole thing? Should you? No? What did Chelsea actually do? She multiplied by 4. Why did she multiply by 4? Sorry? Because the question already gave is 4. So do the same, so we just have to expand, open up the brackets only. Okay? So we will just get 2x plus 2 equals 2y plus 1. Alright, so that's what we're looking for. Okay? Then after that, we put the algebra over to the left and the rest of the numbers over to the right. So we get 2x minus 2y equals to negative 1. That will be equation 4. Okay. Then what next? Randy, if you can answer my question, I'll let you sit. Now they have equation 3 and equation 4. What next? Equation 3 minus equation 4. Hey, what do you agree? No. Who disagrees with Ren? So Ren, where went wrong? You have friends who disagree. Is it really equation 3 minus equation 4? Why are you trying to eliminate? Give you one more chance. Sorry? You're trying to eliminate x, okay? So does 3 minus 4 actually eliminate x? Then how? 3 plus 4. Why do we have to take equation 3 plus 4? You have to choose your friends wisely now. So who can you trust?
Ren, faster run to 07, ask them for answer.
Give you 5 seconds. 5. One negative, one positive. That's why we will take 3 plus 4. Take equation 3 plus equation 4. Is that the reason? Okay. Yes. Because this one negative, this one positive. So you chose the correct friend. Sit down.
Wait, yes, friend.
Okay. So because we're trying to eliminate away x. Okay, this one is a negative 2x and this is a positive 2x. Okay, so actually taking equation 3 plus equation 4 will help you to get rid of the x itself. Okay, let me just write it above. 3 plus 4. So we have this negative 2x and this positive 2x over here. Okay, so us what? What does negative 4y minus 2y give us? Very good. So y is equals to 1/3. Okay? Just now Hayward was asking me, alright, whether equation 4 should we multiply by 2? I think he wanted to get rid of the y. Okay, that's not necessary because it gives you extra steps. Since we see that we have 2x already, okay, we can just directly go into this. Okay? Then after that, from there, y equals to 1/3 and we let y equals to 1/3 into which equation? How will you all prefer? 1, 2, 3 or 4? 4. Okay, so we will have 2x minus 2, 1/3. Negative 1/6. Okay, any questions? Homework at home over the holidays. Submit on the first day when you return. For exercise 4B, you find that on your notes, alright, at the end of elimination method, there is an instruction on page 1, bottom left corner, right? That's the question. I can't possibly torture you every day, okay? It's a torture for me too. So due on first left lesson in okay. Alright, so we're done with elimination method. Let's look at substitution method. What do you think? What does the instruction on your book say? Textbook. Okay, textbooks. Okay, textbook questions. Right, the questions are 1A, 1F, 2C, 2F, 3G, and 4D. Right? Substitution method now. Right? For substitution, what do you think substitution means? We know that elimination actually means cancelling. Okay, removal of a certain term. And with this English word substitution, what does substitution mean? Huh? Subtracting, really? Swap, okay, I think that's an accurate synonym. Okay, swapping. Alright, what else does substitution actually mean? Replace. Do you say replace? Yes. Okay. So substitution, okay, means swapping or replacing. Okay. So that is the idea that we're trying to have in substitution method. Okay. Looking at example 10, we have y equals to x plus 3 and y equals to 15 minus 2x. Okay. In this particular question, we see that it is slightly different from elimination method. In elimination, we had all the algebra stuff on the left and most of the numbers on the right. Okay, so in this case itself, we want to do substitution and the idea of replacing is to come in. We find that both of these start with y, but then y is equals to different things, okay, in equation 1 and equation 2. But y remains the same, alright? They must be referring to the same y. It cannot be this is a different y from this y. Okay, so how do we go about doing this substitution and this replacing? Since they actually refer to the same thing, okay, we will say substitute, we write it sub in short, okay, sub 1 into 2. And that means that we replace the second equation's y with what it is given in equation 1. So we get x plus 3 equals to 15 minus 2x. Okay, do you see the idea of replacing now? Alright? Then now we want to solve for x. Okay, because we are only left with x already. So we shift the ones with x to the left. Those without x, I put it to the right. So I will get 3x equals to 12. And x eventually becomes 4. Okay, and now that we have x is equals to 4 already, we have to go and find y. So where will you put it back into?
Equation 1.
Equation 1 and equation 2, actually both are fine. Right? Both will start off with y. So it's a very simple calculation. We find that y is equals to 7. Okay? Instructions as you see elimination method and substitution method. In the questions that I give you in your notes, I strictly say using the elimination method and using the substitution method. Okay, I want to inform you that in the exams itself, you will not be instructed over what method to use. Okay, you are only going to be told solve these two equations. Okay, so you can decide on any method that you have used. Either you do by elimination or you do by substitution. Okay, whatever that you're comfortable with. Both actually will end up giving you the same answer. Okay, so actually in fact, for example 10, I can also do elimination where I take equation 1 minus equation 2. Then I get rid of the y's already. Okay. So it doesn't matter what method you use during the exam. Okay, but now we are trying to learn all these methods. That's why I restrict you and limit you to that. Okay, now example 11. We have x equals to 23 minus 2y and 5y minus 2x equals to negative 10. Okay, how will you do this substitution? What will you replace? We are told that x equals to 23 minus 2y. Okay, and 5y minus 2x equals to negative 10. What will you do? Yes, how will you sub 2 into 1. 2 got so many things that you put it inside 1. Should be sub 1 into 2, right? Because question says that 1 starts with x. So I take whatever that is over here to put it into equation 2 for the x over here. So what this looks like in the end is that we have 5y minus 2 bracket 23 minus 2y equals to negative 10. Okay, do you see this substitution? Where the question started off with telling you what x actually represents, which is 23 minus 2y. Then you replace this x over here. That's why you get this. Okay, do you see the replacement? Alright? that's why you put in the brackets over here. Okay? So we have to open up the brackets. That will give us negative 46 plus 4y equals to negative 10. Okay? Then the next step, we will get 9y equals to negative 10 plus 46. We have 36, so y is equals to 4. Okay, where will you put y equals to 4 back into? Valerie, where will you put y equals to 4 back into to find x? Equation 1, equation 2? 1. You put into 2. 1 or 2. You want to find x? 1. y1. You want to find x, right? Okay, so when you want to find x, this question will tell me x equals to this, alright? So I take the y value, put inside here, I'll immediately get the answer. So we get 23 minus away 2 times 4. Okay, and that would give us 15. Okay, so y equals to 4, x equals to 3. We have 3x plus 7y equals to 23, and also x minus 11 equals to y. I would like you to bring to your attention for equation 2, where we have x minus 11 equals to y. Okay, that has the same meaning as y equals to x minus 11. Okay, they mean the same thing, alright? Because if this side equals to this, I can read it from the right to the left. So exactly the same meaning. Okay? So I hope that you are able to observe this. There's no need for you to write this part down. Okay? But if you need to, you can write no harm in that. Okay? So now that we recognize that y is equals to x minus 11, we will substitute what into what?
2 into 1.
2 into 1 or 1 into 2?
2 into 1.
Who says 2 into 1? Okay, good. I see a large majority. So because you're given y equals to this already, we take this, put it into 1. So 2 into 1. Okay, and then we will get 3x plus 7 factorize x minus 11 equals to 23. Okay, so 3x plus 7x minus 11 equals to 23. What does that open up to, Yana? Expand this one, what do you get? 3x plus x plus 7x, okay. Minus 77y. How got y again? We are expanding this, right? Is there y? So it's your own working don't have. So minus 77 only, right? Okay, equals to 23. Right? Then we simplify this. And we find that x is equals to 10. Okay? Then now we will let x equals to 10 into what? Valerie, try again. Let x equals to 10 into what? 2. Very good. So 10 minus 11 equals to y. That means y equals to negative 1. About only 5 more minutes left. I want you to turn to your workbook, exercise 4C, page 52. So workbook page 52. Practice now 4C. Okay, I just want you to do question 1A. I see that some of you might still be a bit confused about substitution. Am I right to say that? How many of you are still confused? Okay, maybe before I go into this, right? Okay, let me just share with you an example that we have done long time ago. Okay, not a long time ago, maybe last year. Okay, do you remember if I have such a question, okay, whereby find the value of x when maybe find the value of y when x equals to 7. Okay, and the question gives you that 3x minus 2y equals to negative 3. Do you remember doing such questions before? No. When we did functions in chapter 2.1, there were such questions.
So that's very long.
It was just 2 chapters before this. Wait. When we did functions drawing graph, okay, we have questions like that. They give you an equation. Then after they tell you x is equals to 7. You want to find what is y. We have done these questions before. Do you remember? Okay, so how to solve? Okay, maybe this one is too complicated. Maybe let me just change it to something simpler. Okay? Maybe y equals to x plus 6. Something like that. Okay, then they say x is equals to 7. So how to find y?
7 plus 6.
7 plus 6, right? So why is it 7 plus 6? Because you replace the x with 7, alright? Okay, so you have done simple substitution before, okay, such that you get y is equals to 13. So that's why, okay, in this kind of questions, alright, when we do simultaneous, instead of being given, okay, a number only, you're given something more, where there's x and y, okay. So the whole idea of replacing, okay, the original letter to find out what you want, okay, it's the same meaning, okay. So in this case, we will substitute 1 into 2, okay. So we take y equals to 2x, we put it into this y over here. So we get 3x minus 2 bracket 2x equals to negative 3. You understand now?
Yes.
Okay, are we all clear about substitution? Okay, then after that, we find that negative x equals to negative 3. Do we stop here? We need to find x, so x is equals to 3. Okay, then we still need to find y. So we let x equals to 3 into 1. Okay, so we get 6. So actually in this process, it is also a substitution because we let x into this one. So actually it has been the same way. We were already doing some form of substitution when we did elimination. Alright? Any questions? Okay? So I hope that you keep this in mind. We will cover more about